Hey there everyone, I'm going to do another quick subject by subject walkthrough, and I'm sorry, my air conditioner just kicked on. I was trying to get this done while it was quiet down here, but hopefully you can still hear me and that roar in the background isn't too distracting. We're going to go over our history plan for second grade, and what I thought would be the easiest thing to kind of give you a real feel for how this is going to look is to just go through a sample week with you, and I'm going to go over all we're going to read and the projects that we're going to do to give you a sample look at what a week of history looks like in this curriculum and the resources that go along with it. So if you go on Heart of Dakota's website, heartofdakota.com, you can actually see this whole first week as a sample online. So I don't feel like that's against the rules to show you here because they offer that online to you anyway. So I'm just going to walk through this week, this first week, highlighting the history and geography sections as we go here. So the first day is reading about history in American Pioneers and Patriots, pages 2 and 12. And so what we would do is get out this, here's American, oh here I'll show you the front, American Pioneers and Patriots. This is put out by Christian Liberty Press. And we would simply come here and read page 2, and then over here to page 12, over here to page 12, and that's our history reading for the day. And then it does have us actually come up here, oh, sorry, or come down here into the next box, and geography actually ties into the American Pioneers and Patriots reading as well. So we will do our geography activity immediately following our history reading on this day. And we switch over to day 2, and again we will read out of American Patriots and Pioneers. Pioneers and Patriots. I don't know why I always switch it, but every time I always say Patriots and Pioneers, so you know what I mean, right? So we would come over here and read pages 3 to 5. So there's page 3 to 5. So there is quite a bit of text, but there are also quite a bit of pictures, and I think this is just a great resource for this age. We're using it again for second grade because it's a nice bridge between picture books and like chapter books with more print. So what we would do is just read pages 3 to 5, and then I like each little box here has a key idea, so it just lets you know what your child should walk away with from the day, and that's a good little review after you're done with your reading to just come and hit this. And then I'll also point out that the Bible study box usually also ties to the history reading as well, so it helps you put a biblical application to what you read in your history reading. So we plan to actually do this reading, and if there's an activity scheduled to do that, and then to just kind of wrap up history time by kind of reading that little key idea in the Bible study box as well. Day 3 of our history, we would read pages 6 to 8 in the American Patriots and Pioneers book, and then come down there and read the key idea. I'll just show you real quick what that looks like so you can really get a sense of what a full week looks like here. 6, 7, and 8 here. So again, not too much reading. You should be able to get through this reading in about 5 minutes time. You know, allowing for time to stop and explain certain words or different things like that. And then there's no additional activity, so we would just go ahead and tie in that biblical connection and be done. Day 4, we would read pages 9 to 11, and then there is, as you can see at the bottom, a history activity assigned that day, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let me show you the reading. Here's page 9 through 11. And after we read that, we'd come down here and get out our history activity, which for this assignment is a timeline. Now, for those of you who have watched my other videos about Heart of Dakota, you may have heard me talk about the Facebook group. Search for Heart of Dakota and then colon Beyond Little Hearts for His Glory, and you should find it. There's not too many Heart of Dakota Facebook groups out there. And moms in that group have created a whole bunch of helpful files, including this little notebook timeline file that's already printed out for you to do this little history activity box. So this was something that you'll use week after week and you'll keep it together in a little manila folder like this. So there are little instructions for how to put this together, and you'll use it and just add to it to create a running timeline of history from week to week. So that would be day 4, this reading, the timeline, and then again the biblical application, and then history is done for the day. Our last day of history for this unit, we are actually doing a reading out of Psalms, and they do give you a key idea there, and also a little biblical application over here. So I would do this reading and go over those 2 key ideas, and history would be done for the day. Now I do have 2 other resources here. I'll just show you real quick. We actually read out of the same book every day in the unit that I showed you, but these are 2 other history resources that are being used, and they are very similar to one another. I'll just kind of flip through here. Less pictures here, but there are still some black and white, and these are truly stories. So this is not textbooky. These are narrative stories and accounts. And same thing with this, Boys and Girls of Colonial Days. There is color in here, but it is more, you know, getting them towards the chapter book with just pictures kind of spread throughout. And again, these are stories, so this is narrative form. One other thing I'm going to add is this Draw Right Now book. I'll probably add it on one of the days when there's not an activity. So when there's not geography or there's not the timeline, I will add this in, or at least I'm planning to. Again, that Facebook group was really helpful in giving this little resource to us. It's a schedule for what pages in the Draw Right Now books apply to the lessons learned. And then they also created these little pages where you could either do, I'm trying to see here, copy work or tracing. So you could either copy out of the book or you could just trace it right on this paper. And this is a little, this actually came from, I'm sorry, I'm kind of skipping all around. This actually came from barkercreek.com, and this actually came, this little schedule came from the Heart of Dakota Beyond Little Hearts for His Glory Facebook group. So I got these from 2 different places. But I plan to just have my son do one of these a week. Again, whenever we're not already doing other history or geography activities, just because I really think he will appreciate the how-to steps of the drawing. If, you know, it's just not real enjoyable to him, or it's taking up too much of our time, this is an add-on. This isn't part of the Heart of Dakota history plan, so this would truly be something extra, and if it just doesn't work, we won't keep with it. But I got this book for free using the Very Dice app, and so I thought we'd try it because I got it for free, and I thought, okay, well, this could be something fun. Someone already had a little schedule for tying the 2 together, so I'll just see how it works for us. So I don't really know exactly what day, like I said, we'll put this in, but probably just when we're not already doing an additional history activity. And that is our plan for history. I'll just put everything up here again so you can kind of see everything all together. And, oh, there's one more. Actually, I don't think you're going to be able to see everything in one picture because I'm zoomed in here pretty close. But that's all we're using for history for 2nd grade. If you have any questions, or if you have used this and have any tips on how to kind of tie all this together, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Thanks for watching.